Hi, my name is Noah Kauser. I'm an 8th grade PE and health teacher here at Kalispell Middle School. What you're about to watch is a presentation that I give every year to the 8th grade girls at the end of our sex education unit, talking about dating, setting boundaries, and making good choices. I hope you enjoy. All right, before we really get started here, I want to just clarify a couple things. I think it's important for you to know why am I here? Why would I willingly volunteer to subject myself to such awkward forms of torture? Okay, this is difficult, right? Guy coming in here, giving you this talk, and if you understand why I'm here, I think everything else I'm going to say is going to make a lot more sense. The reason that I'm here is because I care. It's because I care. It's because I've seen too many girls come through and sit in the same seats that you're sitting into and go off and make a mess of their life in this area. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want that for any of you. Okay, I'm here because I care. Okay, I'm here because the world lies. I don't know if you know that, but you've been lied to. You've been lied to, some of you, for 14 years of your life. Okay, and I don't have a daughter. I'm not a parent yet. I've been married to my wife for 7.5 years, and we don't have any kids yet. But I wrote this talk thinking of her someday. Okay, this is what I would say to my daughter. Okay, this is what I'm going to say to my girl. Okay, and so I want you to know that. That's why I'm here. I want you to take this seriously. I want you to take it to heart. Because like I said, the world lies, and I'm going to try in 25 minutes to counteract 14 years of lies. Okay? I'm going to try to counteract the lies from Cosmo, the lies from MTV, okay, the lies from Hollywood and the big shiny screens around you, the magazines that you look at. I'm going to try to counteract that in 25 minutes, which is a bold thing to try to do. But I hope that you hear it. I hope that you take it to heart. I hope that you make it real. And what scares me so much, what woke me up this morning at 3 a.m., okay, what scares me about this opportunity is the fact of knowing that for a lot of you, I might be the first or I might be the only man in your life that is talking to you about this in this way. That this might be the only time that you hear a message like this from a man who cares about you. I read recently that 90% of a young girl's identity, her value, her self-worth, her self-esteem, 90% comes from the words of her father. Some of you, you have those crazy dads, okay? The dads who, man, they regulate what you wear, they look at what you post on Facebook, they read your text messages, they're all up in your business, right? They just seem to be hell-bent on you not having any fun, right? Some of you have dads like that. Some of you have parents like that, that are all in your business, that are all in your face, okay, that seem to have it out for you, okay? If you have parents like that, or you have a dad like that, would you do me a favor? Tonight when you go home, hug them. Thank them. You might hate it now, but you're going to be so glad later. And the part that's so sad for me, and the part that I know is sad for you, is sitting here, so many of us, we don't have that. Dad's not around. You don't know Dad. You don't have a real good relationship with your dad. And my heart breaks for you. It literally breaks for you. Okay, it's one of the saddest things, saddest realizations that I have, is that you don't have that. So I would ask that you would borrow my words. Borrow my words, make them your own. Okay? You can feel sorry for your situation, and these are the cards that you've been dealt, and maybe family sucks, or maybe you don't have that at home. And you can feel sad about that, and you can let that change you and shape you and affect you, or you can do something about it. Okay, I'm going to offer you my words to take as your own. Make them your own. Steal them. Have them. These 3 points that I'm going to share could change your life, could change your relationship, could change the way you look at the opposite sex, the way you think about dating, could change your marriage someday. I hope that it does. First thing you need to know is that you need to know that you're beautiful. If you're writing things down, this would be a wonderful thing to write down. It's tweetable, even. Somebody tweet that. You need to know that you're beautiful. Turn to the person next to you and tell them, you're beautiful. You need to know that you're beautiful. Side note, could you imagine the culture of our school if your language toward each other was so positive, was so affirming, okay? You told each other that you were beautiful. You affirmed each other, even just how you look or the things about you. Could you imagine what the culture of this school would be like if girls talked to each other that way? That in talking to each other, you couldn't help but smile and feel better about yourself. You want to change the way that guys treat girls? Start by changing the way that you treat each other. Side note, different speech. Sorry, getting sidetracked. You need to know that you're beautiful. Because you live in a society where the standard of beauty is not only fake, but it's also unrealistic. You live in a culture, in a society where the standard of beauty is not only fake, but it's unrealistic. That somehow, if you don't fit into this photoshopped mold of what is on your shiny magazine covers that you read and compare yourself to, that you're not beautiful. I'm sorry. If you don't look like this in a swimsuit, or you don't look like this just rolling out of bed in the morning, okay, then apparently there's something wrong with you. And you need to know for yourself that you're beautiful, and quit comparing yourself to this, because it's not even real. It's not even real. So many of you hate the way that you look. You spend your time comparing yourselves to other people. Comparing clothing or hair or body size or body type. You need to stop. Stop. You're all different. And that in and of itself is beautiful. The fact that you don't look like the person who's sitting next to you is beautiful. Could you imagine how boring this place would be if everybody looked exactly the same? But yet you starve yourself, you hate yourself, you hurt yourself to force yourself into this mold. You call each other names. You call each other fat or ugly. You put each other's looks down. You say those things about yourself. I told you you need to know that you're beautiful, but the thing about beauty is it's so much more than looks. Being beautiful is so much more than how you look on the outside. Okay, I would say it's much more than that. But looks are everything now. Looks are king in middle school, right? Looks are everything in middle school and high school. It's absolutely everything. It was when I was in middle school and high school. I remember being so concerned and care so much about what other people thought about me in middle school. Okay? I was what you would call a late bloomer. Puberty hit me about 16, okay? In middle school, I was about yay big, just a little guy, okay? Weighed about 82 pounds, okay? Just a little guy, okay? And I hated the fact that girls thought I was cute. I didn't want to be cute, I want to be tough, right? I want to be big and strong, and I wanted people to think that way about me, okay? Oh, so cute. Just a little guy, okay? Take that down. What you need to know is that looks aren't even half of it, okay? The outside isn't even half of it. Do you want to know what's really beautiful? Do you want to know what's hot? Do you want to know what's sexy? What I found attractive in my life? Do you want to know?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to tell you anyway, whether you want to or not. What I found so attractive, okay, in my wife is confidence. Confidence. Confidence is attractive. Confidence is beautiful. Confidence is sexy. Okay? I love the fact that my wife, I met her in college at University of Montana. Okay? I love the fact that she would roll around campus most days in gray sweatpants and a gray sweatshirt. She was on the track team. They had this track-issued uniform, basically. And she just rolled around the class. She was like, what? It's comfortable. I love the fact that she didn't have to feel like she had to put on makeup to fit some standard that somebody else, or compare herself to somebody else. I love that she was confident. What's attractive is a sense of humor. A girl who can laugh at herself, who's not so concerned about herself that she can't laugh, she can't make jokes. Adventuresome. Being adventuresome is attractive. Okay? Independence is attractive. Shoot, being smart. Being smart is sexy. Okay? It's not nerdy. Being smart is sexy. Okay? I'll tell you what. I love the fact that my wife teaches chemistry. She teaches IB biology. Sometimes she talks to me and I just kind of nod and smile. I have no idea what she's talking about. Okay? I'm like, oh, that sounds, yeah, I don't know. I teach gym. Okay? I love the fact that she is so smart. Passion is beautiful. Whether you're passionate about music, whether you're passionate about art, about animals, about your family, that is attractive. Boundaries. Boundaries are hot. Boundaries are hot. Okay, write that down. Boundaries are hot. Notice I don't say boundaries are popular. Boundaries are not popular. They're the opposite of popular. Okay? But boundaries are attractive. A girl who cares so much about herself, her self-worth, her future, that she's not just going to go and throw it all away for some guy, or because she feels pressure, or because she feels like she needs to. That's attractive. Boundaries are hot. I love this quote. I stole it from somebody else. I hope you steal it from me. If you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, you need to get a different mirror. You need to stare a little longer. If you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, you need to get a different stinking mirror. You need to stare a little bit longer. Because newsflash, being beautiful is not just what you look like on the outside. No, it's more about who you are on the inside. And you need to be able to look yourself in the eye and tell yourself that you're beautiful. Because if you don't think that you're beautiful, if you don't know that you're beautiful, here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you, I've seen it 1,000 times. Sadly, I'll probably see it another 1,000. This is what happens to girls who don't know this. Maybe they're not told this. Maybe they don't have a dad at home that's building them up, or people in their life that are keeping them accountable or telling them they're beautiful. Maybe they don't have that. Girls who don't know this, they go seeking validation from boys. They go seeking somebody, anybody, I don't care who he is, what his morals are, what he even wants to do. If he's going to tell me I'm beautiful, I'm going to listen. You sell yourself out to get that feeling of somebody making you feel beautiful. You got to know this on your own. If you need a guy to make you feel beautiful, something's wrong. If you're seeking out relationships to feel better about yourself, it's not going to end well. You need to know it. You got to know it. Second, you need to practice the purpose of dating. You need to practice the purpose of dating. Can you guys be real with me for a second? Yeah? What's the purpose of dating? If we're going to be honest, let's be honest. What is the purpose of dating? What's the end game? What's our goal? What's the future? What's our purpose of dating? To find the guy that you're going to marry. Can we agree? I mean, all games aside, that's kind of the end game. Can you shake it? I mean, nod if you're in agreement. Okay. We're all in agreement. Then let me ask you this question. Excuse my language, but why the hell are we dating in middle school? Why are we so focused on relationships in high school and going from boyfriend to boyfriend when we're 15, 16, 17 years old? If the purpose, you just told me the purpose of dating is marriage, what are we doing right now? What are we doing? You're dating one of two reasons. One, you're lonely or you're insecure. You don't feel strong enough about yourself, so you're looking for somebody else to fill that for you. That's a wrong reason to be in a relationship. Okay, that's got to come from you. You got to get yourself right and then go look to be in a relationship with somebody else. You don't depend on somebody else to make you that person. Or we feel like it's expected of us. You feel like it's expected of you that if some girl makes it to the age of 16 and she's never been on a date, she's never had a boyfriend, or I heard she's never even been kissed. What a weirdo. Oh my gosh, there must be something wrong with her. Nobody's ever going to marry her. Right? She has no hope for a future. Right? That's what you're being told. That's what you're telling each other. That's what you're feeling inside. You feel this is expected of you. You compare yourself to other people. You see this girl and she's like, well, she's got a boyfriend. I know I'm prettier than her, and why don't I have a boyfriend? I mean, nobody's Snapchatting me. I should have a boyfriend. If she has a boyfriend, why don't I have a boyfriend? What's wrong with me? I mean, I thought it was pretty cool, and nobody notices me, and I just want... Stop comparing yourself to other people. If you're dating somebody right now, I'm not trying to control your life, but I want you to ask yourself this question. What are you expecting to get out of this relationship? What's your goal? If you're dating somebody 2 years from now, ask yourself this question. What am I expecting to get out of this relationship? I mean, you told me, don't lie to me, don't take it back. You just told me the purpose of dating is marriage, to find somebody that you want to marry. Okay? Are we looking for 14-year-old husbands? I mean, you're not going to get married now. I mean, that's just crazy. But I mean, you're going to date for at least like 7 to 10 years, and then you'll get married, right? That thought doesn't enter your mind, not for a second. I can at least speak for the guys, okay? I mean, our relationships are not based off of marriageable qualities, right? Our relationships, at least speaking from the guys. I mean, I used to be a guy. I was a small one, okay? I was a small teenager, but I used to be a guy. I used to be a teenager, okay? We'll edit that out. Cut, okay? We'll chop that out. I used to be a teenager, okay? And I'll tell you, okay, I was in relationships, and those relationships were not based off of, wow, I mean, she's just got a really great smile, and I love her family. I mean, she's got great values. That conversation has never happened in any middle school lunch table with a bunch of guys. Never happened. Okay? Here's what it is. Dang, she's fine. Okay? I want to be seen walking down the hall with her. She's holding my hand. Do you see this? You see her? You see how pretty she is? She's holding my hand. Do you guys see this? She's getting in my car. Yep. She's going to prom with me. Right? 99% of relationships That's what it is. Don't tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Girls, it might be slightly different. Slightly, okay? You're maybe a little less shallow than the guys. For the girls, though, a little. For the girls, though, okay, it might be, he likes me. He likes me. He's texting me. And that makes me feel good. It's not that's not a reason to be in a relationship. Because they'll do whatever it takes to make you feel good. But they're selfish, okay? They're selfish. Spoiler alert, they are very selfish. You told me the purpose of dating was marriage. You're basically practicing for marriage, okay? We're practicing for marriage. What if our marriages were based solely off of looks? Or they were based off the fact that, hey, he likes me. He likes me. I think he'd make a great husband. Let's get married. Let's live the rest of our lives together. What if our marriages were based off of either of those two? They wouldn't last too long, right? They wouldn't last too long. As soon as the wrinkles start to come, a little bit of gray hair, a little extra weight, or you wake up next to him and he's got drool coming out of his mouth and, you know, snot coming out of his nose, and you're like, I didn't sign up for this, okay? No, okay? It'd be game over. I'm moving on, right? So why are we not dating, at least with marriage in the back of our minds? I want to mess you up. For the rest of your life, I want to mess you up. Anytime you think about guys or dating, I hope you think of this first, okay? I'm about to drop a logical bomb on you that I hope destroys you for the rest of your life. Not in a bad way, okay? Don't be scared. Maybe a little scared, okay? You need to know that if he doesn't become your husband, if the guy that you're dating, the guy that you're following after, the guy that you're stalking on Facebook, if he doesn't become your husband, he's going to become somebody else's. If he doesn't become your husband, he's going to become somebody else's. And we need to start thinking about the people that we're entering into relationships with that in mind. How would you want some girl to be treating your future husband right now in a dating relationship? What would you want her to be doing? What kind of boundaries would you want her to have? The most interesting question I ask the guys, and I'll ask them next week in our final talk, is I'll say, okay, guys, do me a favor. Picture your wife. Close your eyes. Picture her. What does she look like? Okay, that's their favorite part. What does she look like? Okay, what does she smell like? Okay, what just makes her tick? What is she passionate about? Okay, is she like a Cabela's girl? She's out hunting and fishing and whatnot, or she likes shoes and she likes the mall, even though we don't have one in Kalispell. She likes the mall. Okay, what kind of person is she? Get this picture of her. Okay. Now, how many guys do you want her to have slept with before you? How many other dudes do you want her to have a naked mental image of that aren't you? How many other lips do you want her to have kissed that aren't yours? And it gets real quick over there, and they're like, none, zero, none of that, okay? She better not be kissing, be touching, be snuggling anybody, okay? She better be sitting at home on Saturday night with one parent on one side, one parent on the other side, eating popcorn, watching Nickelodeon or something, okay? She's not going out anywhere, no dancing, no twerking, none of that, okay? That's what they say. That's exactly what they say. And if I asked you the same question, you'd say the same thing. You don't want him to have a bunch of other girls in the back of his mind that aren't you. So why are we not dating this way? Why are we trading sex and sexual behaviors like it doesn't have everlasting consequences and affect every relationship you're ever going to be in, including your marriage someday? You're practicing for marriage. Some of you might be wondering, okay, so what are you suggesting, Mr. Know-It-All? What is your suggestion here? Here's what I'm going to tell my daughter, my little girl. Okay, I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I've already got the speech practice prepared. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. You can date when you're ready to date with a purpose. You can date when you're ready to date with the purpose of dating in mind. And until then, you can have friends. You can have friends. Some of you laugh at that, but here's the beautiful thing about having friends. Here's the beautiful thing about having guys that are friends. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? It's going to be a huge secret for some of you, okay? Having guys as friends, you can learn what you want to see in that future husband just from a friendship. You don't have to be dating him. You don't have to have all this drama with him. You can just be friends. You can be like, wow, I love how he treats his family. I want my husband to treat his family that way. I love how he treats me and just how considerate and respectful he is, even just as a friend. You can notice and collect and write down in your secret little diary all of these things about your friends that are guys that you like. And then, when you're ready to be in relationships that mean something, you know the criteria. You know what you're looking for. And you're not going to waste your time with other guys that aren't going to be that for you. That's my suggestion. Okay? Take it or leave it. I can't make the decision for you. But you need to know you're going to be in relationships for the rest of your life. You're going to be in relationships for the rest of your life. And with relationships comes drama. How many of you would like a little less drama in your life? If your hand's not up, you're a liar. You're a liar. Okay? You're going to be in relationships for the rest of your life. You got maybe, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 years at best to be single, to have friends, to have fun, to focus on yourself, and to not be shackled to these relationships that are just drama machines that are really going nowhere. That's my suggestion. That's what I did with my wife. I met her freshman year, 10 years ago, at Perkins. Okay? We were having breakfast with a bunch of friends. This is us, straight thugging. She's thugging after this football game. We were playing night football. She's pretty fast, pretty good. It's a funny picture. You can kind of laugh. You're like... We were friends for a year and a half. Year and a half. Didn't even really talk about dating. We were just friends. We'd hang out. We'd hang out with other friends. I got to know her. I got to meet her family. I got to know about her and what made her tick. And I started to like everything that I saw and everything that I found out. But there was no drama. We were just friends. We'd go on adventures together. We'd do fun things together. Okay? And I fell in love with everything that she was. Okay? She was beautiful, not just on the outside, but on the inside. And I loved that. And we waited to start dating until we knew that it was even a possibility. I didn't pop the question on the first date, okay? It's not like that, okay? It was about after a year dating, okay? But we had that in mind. We had that in mind from the start. You can date when you're ready to date with a purpose. Until then, have lots of friends. Go to prom with friends. Go out to movies with friends. Before you write this last point down, I want you to know one thing. I hope that you're messed up forever. I hope that you never change. I hope that you take this information. Don't write this down just yet. Just listen to me. But you need to know, if you're going to take a stand for your purity, if you're going to set boundaries for yourself, I told you, they're not popular, okay? If you're going to say, hey, I care more about myself than about what everybody else is saying, you need to get ready for a storm called high school. You need to get ready for pressure that you've never experienced before. Because when you're different, when you take a stand for something different, the haters are going to hate. They're going to hate. They hate people that are different. And they want to drag you down. So if you're going to set this standard and you're saying, I'm not going any further than this. I'm thinking about my future husband. I don't know where he is, but I'm thinking about him. People are going to say things about you. They're going to talk about you. They're going to call you prude. Okay, what's wrong with her? Okay, I heard she's never even kissed a guy. What's wrong with her? You're going to have girls and guys talking about you, starting rumors about you. You better get ready for the heat because it's coming. But who the heck cares anyway, really? I mean, in 10 years, you're going to keep in touch with maybe 3, maybe 4 of these people that you spent so many years crying over what they thought. I'm going to arm you with a weapon here. Let's say you got these girls or these guys making fun of you, calling you prude. Oh, you got your little heart from Cowser and you made this little commitment. Good for you, right? You're so special, okay? Here's what you need to know. You could be just like them in a second. You could drop your boundaries, drop your morals, drop your values, go out, party one night and drop all of that, okay? And give that away. You could be just like them. You could listen to the lie even just for one night and be just like them. But they can never be just like you. And they want to so bad. So they're going to make you feel stupid. They're going to cut you down because they weren't strong enough. And they hate that about you, that you are. So if that's you, take that as a weapon. Okay? Stand strong because pressure is coming, believe me. And our last point here is that you will never regret making good decisions. You're never going to regret it. You're never going to come back and say, hey, you know what, Cowser, I wish I would have had less boundaries. I wish I would have fooled around, slept around more often. I wish I would have partied harder. You're never going to say that 10 years from now. You will never say that. You're never going to regret making good decisions. But I know that some of you in here are stubborn. You're stubborn people and you're like, I don't know if I trust this guy. And yeah, cute little hearts, Cowser, great speech, okay? But I don't trust this guy. I'm going to learn from myself. Some of you are like that. Okay, here's what I want you to do. If that's you, I want you to listen real close to what Cosmo tells you to do. I want you to listen real close to that lie. I want you to go chasing relationship after relationship, boyfriend after boyfriend, sexual encounter after one night stand after one night stand. I want you to drop those boundaries. I want you to go be young, wild, and free, okay? Go do that. Go do that for the next 10 years and then come back and look me in the eye and tell me that I was a liar. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. The flip side of this has a sting to it. You will never regret making good decisions, but you will regret making bad decisions. You will regret it every day of your life. I can't tell you how many people have talked to me in the last month. I work a lot with high school students at Young Life, and how many girls have even told me, man, I wish I could go back and sit in that chair and go back 1 year in time because I've already messed up so much in just a year. I wish I could go back, Cowser. I wish I could make that commitment again. I wish I could staple that to my wall and invite accountability around me and talk to my parents about this and be one of the weird ones. I wish I could go back. People would kill to be in the spot where you're at right now. You're never going to regret making good decisions. Because sexual behavior cannot be erased. It cannot be erased. There's no undo button. You can't go back and collect all the pieces after you're done. No. And I'm talking sexual behavior, even the small ones. Even the small ones, the meaningless ones. If that guy does not become your husband, he keeps that forever. Starting with your first kiss. I don't care if it was as lame as behind the school bus in 6th grade and you pushed him down and kissed him on the lips, or it will be as glorious and amazing as senior ball and they place the crown on your head and your gown is flowing in the wind and he kisses you and the streamers fall from the ceiling and the fireworks go off. If he's not your husband, he keeps that. You don't get that back. Maybe pressure's too much. It's too much. You can't be one of the weird ones. You can't. You got to be popular. You got to fit in. You got to do what everybody else is doing. You got to sleep around, fool around. Be physical. There's no way guys are going to like you if you're just holding out. And you give in. And again, and again, and again. Maybe you're like, hey, I set boundaries, okay? I made that commitment, okay? I saw those slides, those STIs, right? Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? I don't want none of that. But you're still dating. You're still pouring yourself into these different guys and these different relationships. You're letting them get to know you in ways that you don't let your friends get to know you, okay? They get to keep that. They get to keep that. If he's not your husband, someday he keeps that. And someday you're going to meet somebody that you're absolutely crazy about. You want to spend the rest of your life with. That means more to you than life itself. And this is what you have to give. You don't get to go back and tape all this back together and get some glue and then say, here you go. No, this is what you have to give. This is the most special thing you could ever give to somebody. The most precious gift. This is what my wife gave me on our wedding night. The most special gift I've ever received, whole, complete, spotless. This is tough. This takes discipline. This takes boundaries. She had one friend in high school that was her girl, and they stayed together and they helped each other through the thick and the thin and the pressure, right? They kept each other accountable. She had a dad, one of the crazy ones. She couldn't even wear shorts to school till she was 16. Oh, snap. She had one of those dads, right? That told her she was beautiful and that he loved her and that she needs to save herself for her husband. This was the most amazing thing I've ever received, the most special gift you could ever give to somebody. And I'll tell you, it was the most difficult conversation I've ever had in my entire life. To look at my beautiful bride and to tell her that I hadn't done the same thing. That I hadn't waited for her. That I hadn't been thinking of her all the time. I had been thinking about myself. And to watch her cry and see how much pain I caused her after what she gave me, that's not a conversation I wish on anybody. Now, I'm not saying that it can't work. We've been married for 7.5 years. We're more in love every single day. Because some of you are like, crap, I'm already there. I'm already well on my way. The bad news is you can't do anything about yesterday. You can't do anything about last week or last month. But you want some good news? Yeah, you want some good news? The good news is you can do everything about your decisions you make today and tomorrow and next week and next month and next year. This should be your goal, okay? Or as close to it as you possibly can. Okay, making a commitment today, making a decision today is not a commitment to perfection. We're not perfect people. It's a commitment to perseverance, okay? You're going to give it everything you got. You're going to give it everything you got so that one day you're going to be proud enough to say, hey, you know what? I might have messed up a little bit along the way, but I made a commitment. I made a change when I was in 8th grade, and I was thinking of you from that day forward. I hope, I pray that you would give your husband this heart someday, that you would give your husband this card someday, as silly as it seems. What a special gift to give and say, hey, from that 8th grade day on, I started thinking about you. I started dating with that purpose in mind. It's the most important gift you could ever give to somebody. Okay? And so, in just a second, I'm going to ask if you want to get one of these cards. Basically, it's just a commitment card, okay? That in just a second, you'd get out of your seat, you'd come up and get one, you'd fill it out, you'd have your girls sign the back of it, shoot, I'll sign the back of it, have your parents sign the back of it saying, hey, I'm going to make this real. Okay, shoot, take a picture of it, post it on Instagram, tell the world, hey, I'm new, I'm changed. I don't care what you say. I don't care. Haters going to hate, right? Hey, hashtag, you can hashtag it, okay? Hey, right? I can tell just from talking to you, okay, that this is hit home for a lot of you. I told you at the beginning, this is what every 8th grade girl needs to hear, not just KMS. Okay, again, I'm not trying to up like my YouTube cred, okay? I'm trying to get this message to every single girl that can possibly listen to it. You got younger sisters? Watch it with them. Tell them early, okay? You got Facebook? Share it. Instagram? Screenshot. Okay, it's going to be titled What Every 8th Grade Girl Needs to Hear. Be on YouTube tonight. Okay, I appreciate you guys listening. I hope that you take this to heart. I hope that you make this real. Okay, I hope you give this to your husband someday. And if you do, hey, just shoot me a Facebook message. That could be the greatest gift you could ever give me. Be like, Hauser, hey, I did it. I stuck with it. I committed to perseverance. I wasn't perfect, but I did my best. If you want to make that decision, I want you to grab one of those cards. I hope that this message was meaningful for you. And if it was, I would just ask that you would share it. Not for my fame and glory, but so that every girl would hear that she's beautiful, that she's worth waiting for. If you made a commitment in your heart today, if you were watching and you made that commitment as many of these girls did, I just ask that you comment below and that you make this real. You make it true for yourself, and that you would share this with anyone else that you think needs to hear these words. Thanks.